foods that are high in fiber that will help you heal your gut, restore your brain, and help you lose weight. Today, and I'm so excited to share this with you today because I'm just going to surprise you. That's all I can say. I am Annette Reeder from the BiblicalNutritionist.com, and if you have not checked out that website, then I know you have not picked up the 7 Steps to Biblical Health and the 3 Lies That Prevent It. That's just a free book that I wrote just for you. I would really love for you to grab that today. Go to my website, check out that book, and you can get started. Now, if you haven't, oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I really want to read your comments about this video. Now, let's get serious. We have a very serious health crisis in America, and I know it's happening around the globe as well. This health crisis is costing us billions of dollars in healthcare expenses. It's causing pressure overload on the political scene. It's causing unnecessary straining in our marriages, and it's even causing diaper drama in the daycare. Do you know what our problem is? Can you guess what our problem is? The problem clogging up the healthcare system today is constipation. And did you know that over 90% of Americans are constipated according to the research? Don't know who asked that question, but someone did. Anyway, you know that driver who cut you off in traffic? Constipated. And you know your boss when he comes in grumpy? Constipated. And have you noticed what's happening on the media? Yeah, a lot of constipation happening there. Even it doesn't matter if you're a left-wing person or a right-wing person, they're both constipated, definitely. Well, as your nutritionist, I am here to help you unclog this kink in your diet and help you get moving again. I truly can make America move again, and I have that power because I want to teach you the answer to the problem, which is fiber. Because did you know that according to the World Health Organization, America is the #1 constipated country in the world? Now, those of you who don't live in America who are watching, you're like, yeah, I believe it. They act like it. You're probably not that far behind, just so we know. Let's just get that straight. So I am going to help you fix this diet problem, and it's with fiber. So your foods. We've been taught for decades to start your morning off with a breakfast and with a cereal. Yes, I fell for it all the way, and I loved the pink cereal at the end of this box of cereal. But this is not going to build fiber in your diet, and this is not going to help you with constipation. Actually, it's going to help create constipation. I want you to forget the Jacks and eat the apple instead. In fact, I proved this theory. My daughter used to work for an event company, and they were doing the event for the team workout before football season started. So they had a huge spread of food. Well, at the end of the event, there was a lot of food left over. So my daughter asked me if I wanted a couple bushels of apples. I said, sure. Well, I took those bushels of apples home and I dehydrated them. And I filled up a couple of containers this big. That's how many apples I had. Well, after I dehydrated them, I took this container to her work and I gave her the whole container and I said, here's some apple chips you guys can enjoy as a snack throughout your day. Well, that night my daughter called and she says, Mom, they loved the apple chips. I said, great, call me tomorrow. I want to hear how this turns out. Next day, she calls about mid-morning. She says, Mom, what exactly did you do to those apple chips? And I said, why? How's everyone feeling today? She says, well, everyone seems to be in a really good mood, and one girl even says she feels lighter on her feet. And that's that fiber. Well, I said, hey, that's great. I gave you enough apple chips that should last you the whole week. She says, Mom, we ate all of the apple chips yesterday afternoon. All of them? She said, yes. That's equivalent. There's only 4 people in the office. That's equivalent to all 4 people eating 5 huge apples this size in a couple hours of time. Fiber, and that is why they're feeling so light on their feet, and that is why they're so happy. Fiber. Number 2, know your labels. Life is busy. Life is crazy. There is so much to learn about nutrition, but really it comes down to just simple principles. Now, I know when you're going through the grocery store and I'm telling you that I want you to have more fiber in your diet, that you need to know how to find more fiber in your diet. Well, you know bread has fiber, right? You know you should be able to just pick up a loaf of bread, take it off the shelf, read the label, and know exactly how much fiber is in that bread. Everybody should be able to do that, whether it's a busy mom or a top CEO of a bank. It doesn't matter. You should be able to look at that bread and decide if there's enough fiber in that bread. Or there are other ways to know if there's fiber in that bread, and this is one of them. So you just pick up the loaf of bread, squish it, and then decide if there's any fiber in that bread. Well, there's not. So now what do? Well, you're going to have to fluff it back up if you can, put it on the shelf, and then just nonchalantly walk away. Or you could do this. You could learn how to make delicious bread. I just made this morning, and you know your family is going to get an awesome supply of fiber. Yes, I don't even have to squish this. In fact, it doesn't barely squish. So freshly milled grain is going to deliver to your digestive tract amazing fiber, and we're going to talk about those benefits in a little bit. So know your label. Know the answers. Yes, the number one pharmaceutical drug sold in America, and I'm sure in your country as well, is laxatives. Yes, people are paying a lot of money to create a movement, and you don't have to do that. You could just go and buy some flaxseed instead, because a lot of those laxatives, especially the powders and the oils and things like that, they contain chemicals, they contain hay, wood bark, all kinds of just different wood stubble. It can contain so many things that you would never once eat in your entire life, yet it's created so that you will create a movement. Just get some flaxseed, get some non-milled, in other words, it's not been milled yet, flaxseed. I don't want you to buy flaxseed meal, I want you to just buy fresh flaxseed, mill it yourself in a coffee grinder, and you will have your body, the oils in the seed are going to make you feel like a 16-year-old, and the fiber in the seed is just going to give you a nice cleaning. It's like spring cleaning all over again, only you get to do it every single day. So you need to know the answers. Okay, one problem, disease in America, all starting from constipation. In fact, now this is just a side note, did you know that Parkinson's is now being traced back to constipation? Now, I've been given this speech throughout the country, and every time I give it, I never know how it's going to come out. In fact, when I was in Toastmasters, that's where this speech originated. I actually won my chapter for the best comedy speech in our group. Well, then I went on to the next section of competition, and then I made it to the state finals of Toastmasters in the comedy speech arena. Well, do you think I won first place? No. I came in number 2. How appropriate. Yes. But I just want you to know, no matter what crisis is happening around you, you can always take charge of your health, add more fiber, and get rid of constipation. Now I want to share with you the 17 foods that are going to build your health. Fiber that's going to help you feel amazing. Remember, I keep teaching about your microbiome. We've got to have a healthy microbiome if we want to have a strong immune system, if we want to be smarter, if we want to be more beautiful, if we want to stay young. This is going to start with fiber. Fiber builds a healthy microbiome. Now, these are not in any particular order. They're just in order kind of in categories. So I'm going to start with, yes, it's going to be whole grains. When you learn how to make bread, I've got a video down below about how to make bread. Mill your own grains. Make sure you have your own grain mill, and that's going to make it important. And mill your own grain. You will get the most incredible fiber, and your body will say, that is good. Now, the more you control your food, the less man controls you. So keep that in mind. So if I make my own bread, I control my food. Now, besides that, so that's whole grains. We're going to go into barley. I have a great video on shopping for barley, so be sure and check that out. So barley has 6 grams of fiber in just a 1/4 cup serving. Some people listen to my talks on fiber, and they'll go home and they'll eat an entire can of beans, and they'll do that every single day of the week. They'll come back the next week and say, Annette, I gained 3 pounds this week. Yeah. You don't need big servings of fiber. That's the beauty of it. Fiber is going to create satiety. You're going to actually need less food to feel full. Your body's going to be able to process all your foods in a more healthy way. You're going to be able to metabolize better. You're going to be able to just feel better. It's going to feed the prebiotics, the probiotics, all of that. Actually, most of these foods have one of those in it. So think about that. So a 4th cup serving of barley is going to give you, what I said, 6 grams. Quinoa, a 1/2 cup serving, 8 grams of fiber. Now, how much fiber should you have in a day? Most people get around 15 to 20 grams. I want you to do above and beyond what the RDA, because none of us fit into the description of the RDA allotment. I want you to have 50 grams. It's 50, because I want blood sugar stability, I want beautiful skin, I want a beautiful mind, and I want you to be able to function well into your years. Okay, going on, we have oats. I have here in my container. That's going to be 5 grams of fiber. Now let's move on to seeds. Flaxseed is going to give us 8 grams of fiber. Then you could do hemp seeds. You could use chia seeds. Again, that's going to give you 10 grams of fiber. Just throw these in some almond milk and add a little stevia, and you've got your own little pudding. Add in some blueberries, and you've got a delicious treat. Let's go on to beans. We've got the chickpeas I talked about, 12 grams of fiber per serving. So you don't need a lot. A 1/2 cup is all you need at a mealtime. Next would be your black beans, your kidney beans. I've got some great northern beans, 11 grams of fiber per serving. Lentils. I did a video on lentils. I did a podcast on lentils. I did a blog post on lentils. Be sure and check that out. A lot of good information, but lentils are going to give you 15 grams of fiber. That's why they are a gut healing food. We're talking about gut healing foods. So I did a video, podcast, and blog on chickpeas too, so be sure and check that one out as well. Berries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. Yes, these blueberries, actually, just before we turn this video on, I ran out there and picked these so I'd have them as a display for you. Blueberries are going to give you a huge boost of fiber. Vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, green peas. Green peas kind of get the shaft sometimes, like they're no nutritional value. Well, they are. They have great fiber. So Brussels sprouts is going to give you 4 grams per serving. Peas are also going to give you a good serving of fiber. And then number 17 is an avocado. An avocado actually has 10 grams of fiber in it. So there you go. Delicious foods, all foods that God designed, all foods to help to heal your digestive tract, feed your microbiome, heal the gut, get rid of leaky gut, get rid of food sensitivities, increase our brain activity so we can start remembering things, enjoying life, and just have a happy day. 2 bonus foods, beets. I did a video on beets, podcast blog. Are you noticing the theme? And also bananas. So definitely bananas have fiber too. Anytime you eat by the 3 principles, you're going to be having natural fiber in your diet. You're not going to have constipation. It's when we start trying to categorize God's foods and then eliminating certain categories when we start running into trouble. Not that that can't be beneficial short term, but be sure and be careful long term what options you choose to live by. Now, I can't wait to read your comments. How many grams of fiber do you get per day in your diet, and what's your favorite source of fiber? Oh, that reminds me. You know, sometimes I will just go ahead and increase my fiber intake by taking this GBX seed fiber, because it has sunflower seed fiber, it has raspberry seed fiber, it has Concord grape seed fiber, it has black cumin seed fiber. Now that one is worth it because there's so much health benefits in black cumin that I love it. So this is just a seed fiber additive that I can add to smoothies or anything, or my yogurt, just different things that I'll eat throughout the day. And so I can even boost up my fiber with this. So remember, fiber creates satiety. That way you need to eat less, you lose weight, you feel fuller sooner, balance your blood sugar, you're not craving, and you're happy. Okay, so remember, I too can get America moving again. It just takes a little fiber. Annette Reeder, the Biblical Nutritionist. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like. Chase us down on Facebook. That's where a lot of our videos happen first. Catch us on the podcast, Biblical Nutrition Academy. Can't wait to see you on the next video and read your comments. Thanks for watching.